Hello and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. It is Thursday evening at 7:30, and this is Connie's Craft Along. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are on here now or as you join in, do say hello. Let me know that you're here and you're watching, and whether you're going to craft along with me or watch now and craft later, or just watch and enjoy and chit chat. It's all good. Whatever you like, whatever you wish. I'm happy to have you come along for the ride if that's what you'd like to do. So let me just see if I can get this up here so I can see who's joining us. The page is not refreshing very quickly. The other day it came up. It was right there. It was like, whoo, look at that. I've never actually seen that before, so I wasn't really expecting it again, but here we go. It's coming now. There. So just there's always a little bit of a delay. So hello, Donna. Welcome. So glad you could join me this evening. Are you crafting along, or are you just hanging out and visiting? I don't. It's kind of a funny day. I was down in the city. Actually, I went to Markham today, and so it was different schedule, different routine, not something I do every day, and it just sort of throws you off a little bit, and then it's like, oh, it's Thursday. I need to get ready for tonight, and anyway, here we are. It's all good. So what do we have going on? It is Thursday. Celebration is in full swing, so we love Celebration because it means if you spend $60 on absolutely anything that Stampin' Up! Sells, you can get a free gift from the Celebration catalog, and there's some beautiful stuff in there. There's some fun stamp sets. There's some beautiful paper. Lots of great things in there. Wonderful stamp sets. Whatever you choose. And something that you may not think about, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, or if you want to become a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, yes, lots of hearts for Celebration. We love Celebration. If you want Paper Pumpkin, or you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin now, even if you do month to month, you may want to think about getting a prepaid subscription. So you can get that for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever you choose. If you get a 12-month subscription, it's pricey, I'll be honest, but you do get 1 month free of Paper Pumpkin. So if you are having that come off your credit card every month anyway, you could think about doing that if you can swing that dollar amount, and you would earn 5 Celebration items. It's 5. But anyway, for every $60 that you spend, even on a prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription, so a 3-month subscription, they all count towards your $60. And so for every $60 you spend, you get a free Celebration item. Or there are some double items to spend $120. But either way, if you're going to get Paper Pumpkin anyway, why not get it as a subscription? And then you can also get some free Celebration stuff. It's a great way to go. So that's what I did. I decided to get the whole year. So it's going to hurt when my when my Visa bill comes in, but then it's done for the year, and I was going to buy it anyway, so I might as well get free stuff along with it. So that is that. Oh, Donna, you're just hanging out. Well, that is totally okay. I'm so glad that you are hanging out with me. I love that. So let's put this down to the craft table that has very little on it right now. Someone had asked me for a one-sheet wonder a little while ago, so tonight is the night that we will do that. So if you are looking to make a bunch of cards, we'll make 4 with 1 piece of Designer Series paper, but you could certainly cut more than 1 piece of Designer Series paper, and you could do some mix and match and shuffle things, or just do 2 sets of 4, whatever you wish. but it's a great way to create a number of cards relatively quickly, especially once you get everything cut and set up. They go very, very quickly. And this time of year, because we spend a lot of time through the fall and into, closer to Christmas, making Christmas cards, a lot of us didn't make a whole lot of birthday cards and anniversary cards and perhaps sympathy cards and some of those other more general things. And now all of a sudden it's January and it's like, oh my goodness, I used all that I had made and I need to make more. So this is good for that because you can put any kind of sentiments on these cards that you like as well. So what do we have here? We have a bunch of things stuck together. We have card bases, standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You need 4 for the cards from one sheet of 6 by 6 designer series paper. I have done these all in thick, basic white cardstock. You can, of course, you can use colored cardstock if that's your preference. I just, white is quick and easy. It goes with whatever you're doing. And so I thought, well, you know what? I'll just go with white. So there we go. Set those over there. And then you need a piece of designer series paper, 6 by 6. You could use a larger piece. If you are using 12 by 12, you can cut one 6 by 6 out of it, or you could do more than one. You could do 4 all at once. So this piece of designer series paper is from the By the Bay designer series paper, and it is a 6 by 6 pack of paper. So I have not cut it down. This one has no cardboard in the back. That's odd. But this paper is in the new mini catalog along with the Seaside Bay stamp set. I will be using this probably tonight for some of those wonderful images. Oh, look, there's a heartfelt sympathy. Getting us caught up with those. But this paper is beautiful. I mean, I think this is super pretty, but the back or the front, whatever, has I guess it's embossing, sort of clear, shiny. Oh gosh, iridescent. This one's iridescent. Look at that, those seashells and how they just shimmer. And then some pretty colors on the back, some cute birds, and then look, fishies. And then there's some, patterns that are just wonderful for backgrounds and bits and pieces. Some shells on the back of that. This is awesome. Oh my goodness, look, what a beautiful beach scene. For Donna, for you and I, look, it's Georgian Bay. Passaic Beach, there's our beautiful blue sky and the Georgian Bay. What's on the back of that? So the back of that has the iridescent stripes on that. What else do we have? Here's another piece with the fish on, different color background. That has a green background. Some difference there. Here's some sort of wavy kinds of pieces, and this is Sahara sand. So this is a completely neutral, but look, it's got the embossed iridescent part to it. So that's bonus, lovely stuff. Here's some more seashells. This is the one. Oh, I think that's the one I did before, isn't it? Yes, it is. I clearly didn't have one piece of each set out here, so I've got some funky paper stuff going on. So here's another one. Depending how you cut this could be used for creating some sort of a scene as well. And look at this. This is Night of Navy with all that iridescent embossing. So that one is lovely as well. What else do we miss? We have some weathered driftwood, seawood, whatever. And there we have some of our crabs and clams and mussels, I don't know, seashells, whatever, with a pearl inside. And this one also has some shine to it. And we're getting down. So then we have all in blue tones, and there again with the gold. So beautiful paper. It is just, oops, here's another one. it just goes on and on. So there's some blue wave sort of pattern, and here we have that same image, little fan thing, but it's gold embossing on that. So that's not iridescent, it's just gold. And I think we have one more. So here's the seashells and the blues and greens, and then on the back we have this. This has the iridescent embossing as well. So that is the designer series paper from that package, and it is beautiful. It's got some shine. It's got, well, I like it because it's blues and greens and colors that I really like, but some neat patterns. And then it's got the coordinating stamp set, and you're all set for some beachy kind of images. Okay, then we need some cardstock. So there's a whole bunch of pieces of cardstock. They are going to be for layering when we cut our designer series paper. So we've got one that is 3 1/4 square. We've got one that is 3 1/2 square. And then we've got 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we've got 3 of those and 1 3/4 square. And we have 4 of those. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there while I talk a little bit more. And then I said various shapes for images and or sentiments. You can make these cards if you've got pretty designer series paper and you don't want to cover it up. You can just add a sentiment to these cards, and then you just let the designer series paper do all the heavy lifting. Or you can put an image on, or an image and a sentiment, whatever you like. The sky's the limit. This is just cutting your designer series paper is sort of the starting point. And from there, it's entirely up to your imagination. So I didn't know what I was going to do. So I just cut a bunch of shapes. These are all die cut. I may pull out a punch at some point, except for this one. This is the rectangular postage stamp punch. But anyway, so lots of, and I just did those in white just because, again, I didn't know exactly what I wanted. So white was safe. Gather up all of my cardstock pieces, and I cut all of my cardstock in balmy blue because, oh look, I put my piece of designer series paper that I was going to use away. Let's see if I can find it again. There we go. This one. So there's balmy blue and probably some pool party in there, some petal pink, a little bit of mint macaron, but I decided that I would just cut all of my borders in balmy blue for this one piece anyway. So, okay, hopefully you have that sizing for your cardstock. If not, they're all just 1/4 of an inch larger than we're going to be cutting our designer series paper. Now, I forgot to put on my photo that you will also need a trimmer, and you will need stamps and ink and adhesive and embellishment and all those sorts of things. Hopefully when you read it, you went, oh, look, Connie's being forgetful today, and I know we're going to need some other things. So I will have those handy. And since I told you we were doing a one-sheet wonder, and I only gave you one piece of designer series paper, perhaps you brought your trimmer. If you didn't, you will need to grab a trimmer, and then we will cut our paper. So you could even use some of these. You could, use flip sides if you wanted. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but let's get our paper cut. So primarily I'm going to use this side because this is the side that I had picked out. So the first thing we're going to do is cut our 6 by 6 into quarters. So we're going to have 4 squares that are 3 by 3. Okay. So 2 of them. Okay, so you have 4 3 by 3 squares. Now, one of these we are going to use as a 3 by 3 square. So I'm just going to set him aside. And then one of them we are going to cut into 1 inch strips. So they will be 1 inch by 3 inches. Cut that. Cut this in half. Okay, so there we have 3 1 inch strips. And then we are going to cut one into 4 squares again. So these will all be 1.5 inch squares. Okay, so cut that at 1.5 and turn it 90 degrees. Cut it again at 1.5. And this other piece at 1.5. So now we have 4 1.5 inch squares. Okay, set those down. And then the last piece we are going to cut into triangles. So if your paper has a direction or anything, that may help you determine which way to cut. But for the most part, it's just 2 triangles. So when you are cutting triangles, though, as a reminder, don't want to start from the top and come at your paper because there's a good chance you will smush this corner or smush this corner if you're coming up from the bottom. So whenever you're cutting on an angle like this, you always want to start in the middle. So I've just got my corners lined up in the track of my cutter for the trimmer, and I just go up and down. Right, and then you have nice pointy tips on there. Okay, and that's it. So our 6x6 designer series paper has now become 4 sets of different pieces for our card. Cut down a little bit. So these guys, obviously, oh look, it's a puzzle. Which way did it go? Like that, and wasn't really paying attention. I suppose you could pay attention and then you could put these back in the same direction, which may be a good thing to do, depending on how your sentiment goes, how much it covers up. You may, it may not be that apparent that there was a pattern that you've totally messed up, which I might do. Oh, no, look, we can do this. See? There, okay. So I'm just going to leave those like that so that I can put them down in the order that they belong. And then they just fit onto all their corresponding pieces of cardstock. So you can use your Stamp and Seal or liquid adhesive, whatever you like. Oh, What is, oh, no, you know what? We have to do one more cut. My apologies. So this piece is going to go onto the, this is 3x3, so this is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. But we do have one piece of cardstock that is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And we have to cut him in half for these guys. Sorry about that. I forgot this guy. So open this up again. I'm going to put the corners in the cutting track. I'm going to start my blade in the middle somewhere. It doesn't have to be the center, just, somewhere on your cardstock. Go up and go down, and then you won't smush your corners. Now, hopefully I did this measurement right. I kind of, I played with it, I tried it, and yes. I cut it bigger than I needed at first, and then I trimmed it, and then I put it back together and measured it. So I was hopeful that I had it the right size, and it does look good. So you may want to just kind of set your pieces out so that you know you've got you've got the right stuff and where it's going. These are obviously the 1 1/4 by 3 1/4 strips. And then we have the 1 3/4 squares for these guys. I could do something else, but I think for the first set, I am just going to do this all with the seashells. We can mess around with future sheets and do different things if we want. Okay, so now this is going to be somewhat time consuming. I probably should have prepared some of these in advance, but I didn't think to do that. So so tell me something interesting. Tell me how your day was. Tell me what you did today. We are working on getting ready for our online global retreat that's coming up February 17th and 18th. And today is the last official day to register for that. So I will be ordering product for it tomorrow for the goodie bags and all the make and take packets and everything. And then later in February 24th to 26th, is the girls' getaway weekend, and that is an in-person event. That's not online, but that's in person, and it takes place in Stainer at Stainer Christian Camp. And it is, if you haven't been to Stainer Christian Camp, it is an awesome facility. It is right in the town of Stainer. And apparently the town of Stainer sort of grew up around the camp. The camp is surrounded by trees and stuff when you know, but out on the street, it's just a residential neighborhood. So you're driving past houses and you turn in their driveway and you are immediately transported somewhere else. It's not really the wilderness, but it's all trees and different looking buildings because it's camp buildings and stuff. And there's this beautiful calm that just flows over you, and you just feel like you've been transported somewhere and you're about to just, relax for the whole weekend, which is what we do. It's very relaxing. It's filled with crafting and girlfriends. All of our meals are prepared for us. All the dishes are done for us. Ta-da! That's the best part. They have yummy meals that we don't have to make and we don't have to clean up after. And what a bonus is that? So that's wonderful. And then the rooms where we sleep are lovely. The beds are very comfortable. And then the room where we craft is awesome. It's beautifully lit. Lots of windows, so there is lots of natural light, but even where there isn't a whole lot of natural light, the lighting is very, very good. A lot of times crafters carry their own lamp with them because they want really good light, and people have commented that you don't even need to bring a lamp to this location. It's just, the lighting is awesome. So while we are there this time, we will be doing some fundraising for the camp. And I'm also going to take some supplies and invite people, if they wish, to make a card or two that we will donate to the camp. I have started to donate cards to the camp, and they are selling them. And the funds that they raise, they use to help send kids to camp, kids that perhaps wouldn't get to go to camp if they had to pay full price. So that is just an awesome thing to support. They have summer camp there. They do a number of camps. They do kids camps and family camp and a number of different things, but they do have a program to help kids go to camp that might not otherwise be able to afford it. So I'm in favor of supporting that if we can. So I thought, you know, if they can sell some handmade greeting cards and raise some funds, that would be awesome. So they served turkey dinner there at Christmas, and I went and volunteered to help cook a little bit. Most of the cooking was done the day before, and I was working with Blue, but we did a little bit of cooking. We made the buns and potatoes and gravy and finished off a few things, but then we served turkey dinner to whoever wanted turkey dinner. It was for absolutely anybody that wanted to come and enjoy a turkey dinner for any reason at all. And it was completely free. There was a number of people that came and got takeout, but there was also lots of people that came and ate in the dining room. So it was wonderful. It was so much fun, and wonderful to see everybody come and enjoy a turkey dinner. So, okay, so I have my 4 card bases, and I have all of my pieces. Then it's just a case of deciding, you know, where you're going to put things and what you're going to do with them. So you could do something like this, and then some sort of a strip. Where did I put all my white bits? Oh, here we go. And look, I don't have anything long for in there. The other thing that you can do, if you choose, is you can add one more layer here. I did cut some, and this wasn't on the sheet, but certainly you can do it. You can leave a fairly large border on your card if you wish, or you can add a piece of cardstock. And I've just cut this 1/4 of an inch smaller all the way around. And then it just takes up a little bit of the space. Do it like that. And then, then you have to decide what you want to put on it. That's always going to be the tricky part, right? And where you want it. Right in the middle. I kind of like this big circle. Kind of like that. I'm just going to kind of set these out to start because, you know, otherwise I'll probably mess everything up. And you could also, the navy cardstock, I could put this just on to, you know, something a little bit larger than that. And you don't have to do it in a pattern. You could kind of like that. Spread it around a little bit. And then no one would really notice if your patterns are, you get your squares mixed up in your patterns. And what shall we do with that? Something large? No, I don't like that. But something like this, may need to cut another layer larger with that hexagon. Don't know. Do something just like this. I'm really kind of liking circles. Maybe I didn't cut enough circles. No. Changed my mind. I don't like that after all. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm going to put on there yet, but we'll just set him up there while I ponder that. How's that? This one, I'm thinking we just do something in a banner sort of shape down the bottom, but this would need, he should then have something underneath. I didn't bring a lot of cardstock to put underneath this, but what do we have here? Look, this is from the Regency Park, I think it's called. Yes, Regency Park, which is the paper that we're featuring in both the online retreat and it will be featured at my girls' getaway weekend. So of course I have it sitting right here handy. I don't know that I want those little dots though. They don't really go with that. But I could grab another piece of this paper. Okay, so I'm going, I'm going way off kilter here, right? I'm not doing this exactly like a one sheet wonder, but it's kind of a fun way to cut your paper just to get started on things. Did onto some blues. Good. Fussy around that. Indecision. Anybody have any wonderful ideas, any thoughts, any suggestions? I'm also not good at envisioning things. We were talking with somebody the other day, and they said, well, then you have to just do this and this and this. And it's like, yeah, I can't imagine those things. And I'm going to use some of this, which is the back of what I just used. So this piece is about almost 1 inch by 2¼ inches. So if we do this at 1¼ and 2½. Oh, let's see if that works. Where did I put my white piece? Oh, there it is. Like that. Back in the picture here, and that, and that. That gonna work? I think that would work. Okay. Set that up there. And then we have, maybe we'll do this one like this. Look, we'll do a landscape card. Like that. And then, no, I cut this, but it's not really calling my name. It's not going to me. Maybe just something like that. Maybe we'll stick a piece of Night of Navy underneath. We think I could put Night of Navy under all of them, couldn't I? That kind of makes the balmy blue pop. It's kind of nice. Okay, maybe like that. I wonder if that would work better for this then. If I did that, then maybe I don't need that designer series paper there. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, see, then I could just do this. Oh, that's kind of the ticket, because with this, it gets a little lost now. Let's come back to more seashells. Okay, so maybe like that. What the heck? I have 4 of these. Maybe we'll just put these everywhere then. Oh, what have I got on there? A little bit of pink. I'm gonna make that the back of the card. And then I think I still like the okay, so not as much space now though. I mean, this one may not work as well on here. That's good. They all got a whole lot darker, but I think that's okay. I think that will work. And then I didn't decide on this one. Wait. This up, this down, this down. Nope. I don't know what shape I want for my sentiment or where I want it. It's not, I don't know that I have it here. It's not really calling to me. Or maybe I need a large circle. No, large circle would work for this. Larger circle. Okay, you know what? This guy's just giving me a lot of grief, so I'm just going to set him aside for now. And I am going to, I'm going to start on the others. So I have pulled out, you know what? I really want to use the bird stamp. Will the bird fit on this? Yes, he will. Okay, I want to stamp this bird, and maybe I'll do him in balmy blue. And I want to put him a little bit towards the top of my circle. And then I will use some Sahara sand to just kind of ground him a little bit. Sahara sand I have out, and this stamp is just some little sand spots and bits. Just stick that right underneath. Scrub. Set them on there. Just let it dangle off the edge of the circle. Just right there. Now it looks like it's just there. There we go. So now it goes all the way across. There, that works. And now I don't have a sentiment piece, but I could do perhaps just a strip. I have a do I have a narrow sentiment? What do I have? Could just add like a strip. What did I pull out? I got some ready. It's hiding on. So I have hello. Okay, so look, I pulled out faith over fear. It's a little tough to see, but there. And sending caring thoughts. That doesn't look straight, but it might be straight that way. And hello. So hello is relatively narrow. Perhaps it will fit. Maybe just. It's just a little bit squishy. So let's photopolymer. So I will put my foam down, and I'll do it with this one in. Oh, maybe I should do him in balmy blue too. Should I? Oops. Where I put my balmy blue already. And we'll give it a try. If it doesn't fit, we'll move to plan B. That doesn't even look like it's inked. It probably is. Yes, of course it is. There. Oh, a little bit high. Okay, flip it over. Try a little bit lower. Oh, hopefully. Yes, I think that's better. And I got ink. Got some ink happening all over the place here. Just get that wipe. Alrighty, while I'm at it, Oh, I thought it was a different one. It was an item maybe for some of the other stamping. So, okay. So then I think that I will just clip this about there and just put it out. And just put a little bit of a, we want it, just gonna do easy angles. Get rid of our scraps and just put that down there, maybe down at the bottom. What do we think? Is that working? It's working. I think it's working. Okay, let's let's put this baby together so we can at least complete one card. And I am just going to use some liquid glue on this again because that's what I had out and it's handy. I'm going to leave a fairly wide border. Just want it to kind of line up. That's glue to this one. Here. You can do these with any cutting pattern. Really, you're just sort of maximizing your cuts in your 6x6 paper. It's not entirely unlike the using up the bits and pieces that we did with our leftover Christmas paper not too long ago. Okay, and then we will put this onto the card base. Oh, and then I'm going to pop these guys up with dimensionals. Oh, oh, I'm okay for now. Yeah. I was using these last night in my monthly card class. And I thought I was going to run out, but I didn't. So I still have a few left on the edges. These. Oh, and now let's make sure we put the dimensionals on the side that we don't want. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to put him right here about the middle. And then I think I will put the hello down at the bottom. Here. There we go. And while we're here, we will just put, should we give him a little bit of an eye? Are these small enough? Not certain this gem is small enough to be an eye, but I have some smaller ones. Does that look a little bit beady, a little bit buggy, a little bit, wow! What else do we have? These are a little bit smaller. They're probably a bit of a funky color, but the festive pearl. else? What do we have in here? Give them a silver on. That would work. Not black dots. And there we go. And then what do we think about some gems on there? Sure. I put gems on everything, right? I don't think those are what I want on the card. It works for the eye, but what else do we have? Could do some of this iridescent stuff. Yep. I'm not sure I like that silver eye. That's a little weird. I think it should be dark, shouldn't it? It looks a little creepy. Maybe I just need to do it with a marker. Because he does kind of need something. You know what? I'm going to stick this black eye down and see how he looks. See if he does look too big. I'll sort of set it there. Yeah, that doesn't look right either. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. He looks like he needs something, but he looks a little odd. I'm gonna grab a marker. Maybe something in a just like a neutral. Maybe the Sahara sand to go with the sand underfoot. This is Sahara sand. Yes. Hopefully we like this because I already stuck this down. What do you want this? Gee, that might be good. Just can you? Oh yeah, you can't see them. I pulled it up. Maybe that. I think I'm going to stop there. Less is more. Step away from the bird. Yes, and then do I want to do anything with gems? What do I want to do here with gems? It's a big night of indecision. Wow, I'm not. I'm struggling with decisions tonight. I don't know why. Maybe some of these classic matte dots, but what? Oh, look, there's small black. There's no white on this sheet. Do I have another package in here? I do. White, gray. I don't know. Nothing's calling to me. So I think I will just stop for now. And we'll see if we can. I have 10 minutes. Let's see if we can get another card together. Let's put this together. So I need a sentiment for him. Let's. That is not going to fit on there. And I don't. That might not quite be right. So let's go back to hello, if we can. I mean, of course we can, if I can find the stamp. There we go. And I'll just give it a bit of a clean. I think I'm going to stamp this one in nice navy. We'll see how that looks. Bring my knot back in. And my night of navy. There we go. Oh, that's Nice and crisp and sharp. Yeah. Be good contrast. Okay. So I'm going to use tape runner on these because that's a little bit faster than me manipulating the glue bottle, I think. Running, there we go. It's not you, it's me. Right, then, now the easiest way usually to do these, and did I have these in? No, I didn't have them. Did I have those together? I'm not even sure where they are. Oh, could be those two. And I don't think that's a, no. Like that, perhaps like that. Maybe that makes this guy the middle. Try and set these down that I've got them all glued. That was not really well executed, was it? Okay, so then I'm going to put this one right in about the middle. So what we have, we go two, a little bit past 2.5, then 0 is the center, and right about there is pretty close, close enough. And then you can just gauge where you want the other ones. But once you have the middle down, it's just a little bit easier. At least that's how I find it the easiest to do. Because if I start on one edge, I don't tend to get my spacing very nice. Okay, and we're going to put dimensionals on here, and I think then I will put the whole thing on my card base with dimensionals. Just pop the whole thing up. We'll put this about here. Works. There we go. And then, no, I do have some here. Okay. So this is any one sheet wonder is a great way to just, you know, you cut a whole bunch of bits and pieces and then you just sit down and craft. And hopefully you are in a more decisive mood than I seem to be this evening, and you can decide which pieces you want where, and you can decide what gems you want on your cards. Oops. Oh. But it is a great way to get a nice little stack of cards made. And it's a great way to show off designer series paper too. Look, I mean, how beautiful is that paper, right? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Oh, look, and we have time to do one more. Woohoo! Okay, so I need a sentiment for this. And again, that was not entirely well planned on the sentiments. But I do have some bigger pieces. I just, I don't know, hadn't really thought about what I was going to do. Oh, I wonder, maybe I should do something a little bit larger on this one. Do that and that. Do this one. Oh, nope, too big. Could do that with some of those, couldn't I? No, I think I like the one that's a little bit more narrow. I'll just fit on here. I think it will. Okay. It's okay. We'll have lots of hello cards, which is totally okay because I was going to drop some off to the church in Markham soon, and hello and thinking of you, and that's those are the kind of cards that they like to have. The minister there likes them just very, very generic, and then he can put whatever message he chooses on the inside. So he just likes to keep them pretty generic. So thinking of you, hello, all those sorts of things work really well. Backs off of these dimensionals. And we just need to decide which way is up. I don't know that it has an up, but it's going to go this way. And I'm going to put that on with dimensions as well. Now, you can add ribbon to these, you can add gems, you can add more layering, more shapes, more images, anything you want. It's, like I said, it's a big, it's a starting point. Right? It's just a place to begin to get your creativity and your crafting flowing with your different shapes of designer series paper. And it shows off. Beautiful paper. Oh, this guy onto here. Well, I wonder if we need a bit of an image on this one. Oops. What, I could do something on that, couldn't I? What do I have? I have the bird. I have some little seashells, just a little smattering of seashells. Not sure about that, but let's. Oh, you know what I do have? I pulled out is this guy. So will he fit on there? Do I have two of these circles? I think that I do. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this and we'll just see how it looks. This is petal pink ink that I'm using, which is the pink that's in there, so it should all coordinate nicely. Oops. I'm not sure this is in the right place, but it was touching the paper, so okay. That fit in. It touched the paper in an okay place. It doesn't look very petal pink though, does it? It looks quite orange right now. I think when it dries, it will change color a bit, but right now it doesn't really match at all. I don't think I re-inked it with a bad re-inker, but I think I like that on there. I just don't know about that color. I could try it in Blushing Bride, but I'm thinking that may be too pink. I don't know what happened there. Okay, let me just put this. The peak. Petal pink is a very it's a peachy pink, and it is actually looking more pink now as it dries. But we'll just do this one and see how this one looks too. Oop. There we go. Okay, I have to hide this other piece that's catching my eye and distracting me. That kind of works, doesn't it? Okay. So I need to put that on with dimensionals, I do believe. No, I'll put that right in the middle of that, I think. Just kind of tilting up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so it is 8:30, so I am going to pause here because I still haven't had any brilliant inspiration from this guy. And so I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure what to do with him. He's a little bit of a problem child for me tonight. And you know what? When you get stuck like that, here's my little trick and my tip for you. Leave it sitting on your desk, just kind of like this, overnight. Forget about it, go to bed, do whatever. Come back tomorrow and look. And the perfect layout or solution or what it needs, what's missing, often just pops right out at you. Something I read one time what it is. It's like your brain processes that and works on it sort of in your subconscious overnight, and then in the morning, boom, clarity. So we'll see, and I'll put it into my post. But anyway, there are 3 completed cards and 1 close, 1 in progress, but certainly the designer series paper is set out and laid out for you. So that is the One Sheet Wonder. It is, like I say, it's a really fun way to cut your designer series paper and get all your pieces and just kind of play with them. And you can mix fronts and backs or different patterns, and also, like I said, this is the starting point, and the possibilities are endless. You can go anywhere you want once you get started. Welcome to crafting. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. Perhaps we'll be a little bit more organized next week. I don't know. I feel like I was not very well organized this week, even though it's been on my mind and I've been thinking about it. I was planning, and I guess maybe because I hadn't actually made the cards, I had this vision in my head of what they would be, and then they sort of weren't, and that sort of threw me. But anyway, some nights are like that, aren't they? Anyway, thank you again for being here. I hope you have an awesome rest of the evening. Take care. Bye for now.